Okay, this is actually my third try. I've had, the first one was an airplane, really loud. The second one was a child, my oldest daughter coming out, harassing me. Now my son's looking out the window, harassing me. So this is, we're gonna get this started. I'm gonna do this video. So we are gonna be talking about the trust, inner child wound. It's also can be called the betrayal wound. With the trust wound, you some things that comes up are being afraid of being hurt. You don't trust yourself. You always question your judgment. Yeah. You find ways not to trust other people as well. So you don't trust people. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust anything. You really don't have faith in humankind, pretty much. You feel insecure and need a lot of external validation. So, sometimes as a child, you can see children, they'll constantly need you to validate them. It's because they are building that trust, and it's not a bad thing. They're building that trust, and sometimes when you don't get that as a child, it affects you later on in life, and it builds this wound, this inner child wound. And then what happens is you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe around. Maybe you don't feel safe in crowds. Maybe you don't feel safe around people you don't know. You don't feel safe in different situations or new situations. It's hard for you to feel safe sometimes. And you normally attract people who don't feel safe. Like you might attract. This is kind of where you have people who have attract people, the narcissist, or attract an abusive relationship. Me myself personally, I did have. Well, I don't anymore, because I've healed that. And I'm definitely going to talk about, not today, but on a later video, about how you know that you've healed some of these inner child wounds. Myself, I've seen it in childhood myself, of not being able to trust men that come into my life, because I saw the relationships my mother was in, and they were not healthy, and they were abusive. And I also saw it with the way my brother treated women he was with. And then I also saw it with my sister having an abusive relationship and being killed. And then myself, I also pulled in a relationship that was abusive, that I had to actually get a protective order against. So I had to deal with that. And so it's one of those. And so when you go through that, you go through those stages, you learn, you don't trust your judgment on picking the right mate, or you don't trust your judgment on picking the right career. You don't trust your judgment on doing things in your life, because you don't trust yourself, because of this wound that you have. And so it's really hard to connect when you don't trust anyone or anything. It's really hard to connect, because you build a wall, pretty much, to block anything that might hurt you, because you're afraid of that, because you don't want to be hurt anymore. You don't want to have to go through that anymore. So some of the ways to help you work on this is build inner trust in yourself. And that's keeping promises and commitments to yourself. Just small things like this right now. I promised myself I would do these videos, and I'm doing them because I made that promise to myself, and I knew I could. So, and during this process, you got to keep an open mind. That's another thing. Keep an open mind, and know that, do I have this wound? And to find that is to look, you have to revisit some of your childhood memories of um, things that you might have built up. So look at some of the childhood memories. Also, you can do some meditation and try to connect with your inner child and let them speak to you and come to you at what they want for guidance. And also look for children if you have children yourself. If you're, if you have nieces and nephews, if you have, little cousins or anything that could, you see how trusting and loving they are, and see that you don't have that, you can look to them as well. Another thing is to talk to a professional, talk to a therapist, talk to someone who's maybe experienced it before, and get help that way. And so that's a start to rebuilding and getting that trust back into yourself, and then trusting others around you. So I hope that was helpful. I told you I wanted to keep these short, so I will put a journal prompt to help you maybe to write through this and to help you go through some of these processes with me. But thank you. Like, subscribe. I enjoyed talking to you about this, and have a great day. Bye.